Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. So glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up, but first, as always, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center, corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. I was there yesterday, and they're still working on that thing. I don't know if they're ever going to finish, but it's going to be nice when they finish it. High today, 92, low 77, and water temperature 88. Those are easy numbers to remember. I mentioned yesterday about 88 degrees is warm in the Gulf of Mexico. That's really warm. So if you want to go swimming and don't like the cold water, this is a great time of year to go swimming. Seen some good videos of folks out there swimming. River readings, take a look at our river readings. Apalachicola Bluntstown is below 2 foot. It's actually reading a 1.9 this morning and staying steady. And the Choctaw at Caryville is at a 5.1 and it's sort of going to peak out today and then start dropping out for the weekend, looks like. So looks like also we have about a 20% chance of thunderstorm, not quite as prevalent as it has been the last couple of days. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn and Funeral Home and Cemetery. The tide chart looks really good this week. It's been a strong week in tides. We're looking at a high tide at 10:50 this morning and a low tide at 8:58 tonight. Okay, if you like to flounder gigging at low tide and right as it goes out, tonight's a good night to do it. The full moon, we're just wrapping up full moon. I don't know if you've seen it the last couple of nights. It's been great. It's fascinating reports I get. One of the tarpon fishermen talking about how poorly the tarpon bite right around that full moon. And that just coincides with what everything else we talk about. The day of the full moon usually is not an outstanding day of fishing, a couple of days before, a couple of days after. So now we're getting in a couple of days after. This weekend is going to be some really good fishing. Hope I can get to go myself, okay? Marine forecast looks at south-southeast at about 5 to 10. Let's take our break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So glad you're with us this morning. Got all kind of stuff going on, but let's start off with a couple of pictures. Before we do the pictures, I want to talk about, we have a report from the Panama City Beach Pier. I called them. They were too busy to talk, but he said it was going slow, so I couldn't figure that out. But he did say the fishing was slow out there at Panama City Beach Pier, but he was real busy and couldn't talk to me. So they said they're catching a few kings and a few Spanish. So that's a report, a live report about 3 minutes ago before I came on the air. I did talk to them and just got a midweek report. So it's slow, but they do come in spells, okay? Take a look at our first picture right here. This, I know it's not hunting season, but I just saw this the other night. I just had a copy for you folks. To all vegetarians, I caught this joker stealing your food. Don't worry, it won't happen again. That just sort of gets you ready for hunting season, okay? How about a report from Howard Creek? Randy Burling filing a report here from Howard Creek. A full box of paints from the hunting lease at the creek. Ditch fishing with Dawn and Patty. That's Patty Fowler there, and Dawn. Patty's on the left, Dawn's on the right, and that is a nice mess of fish. You see they caught them on some crickets, and they're not using cane poles now. They're throwing out those little Zepcos out there. So good picture, nice looking ladies, and good looking fish there. So that's good job, Randy. And I know y'all didn't let the guys fish much. The ladies caught most of those. I know that because I know y'all. I was talking about this bass tournament yesterday, BASS. I was incorrect in saying these are top 8. These were the 8 guys that won last weekend. They're fishing this weekend, but this is a bracket. This is something new now. This is fascinating what the BASS Association is doing. They're going to start doing a live. They're going to cover it live, and that's something Panhandle Outdoors is getting into, some live coverage. You start doing that so easy on Facebook now. And they're going to do like 3-minute segments. Of course, they're going to be on ESPN. But if you want to follow this, what I wanted to show you, this is an 8-team bracket. In our top left-hand corner, you see Panama City's own, ranked number 8 in this tournament. Drew Benton will be fishing against Kevin Van Dam, day 1 and 2, and then then 4 bottom left. That's 4 fishing against 5. And then go over to the right side of the bracket. It's just like a basketball bracket. 3 fishes against 6. And 2 fish against 7. These were the top 8 finishers in last weekend's tournament. And I got a kick out of looking at Kevin Van Dam and Drew, because Kevin's from Michigan and Drew's from Florida, and that's two excellent fishing states. There's some fine fishermen coming out of the two states. I thought that's very representative of that, and that's an old pro and a up and coming on fire rookie, or not necessarily a rookie, just a young fisherman, a young buck there that it's going to be fascinating drawing. I think what I read now, they're going to do fish 3 minutes at a, 3 hours at a time. It'll be live, and then whoever's got the most. And another thing they're going to do, sort of innovative, they're going to have an official on board. They're going to actually weigh the fish on board officially, and they're going to release them there. So they're not going to be running back and forth to the weigh-in station and got to be there. So they're sort of changing the format. This is, to me, this is sort of the future of the bass fishing tournaments. It's going to be fascinating to see how this works out. So that's the Bassmaster Elite Series, okay? Thought you'd enjoy that. We'll try to keep up with it too. All right, let's go to our next picture. Got to move along here. This is coming out of Mexico Beach from Zach Childs, okay? Check this out. This is caught last weekend off Mexico Beach, 60 miles offshore. It's a 196-pound yellowfin tuna. Okay, Josh Conley of Leesburg, Georgia. Ron Childs sent that to me. That is some fine eating right there. And just the last three pictures, we had brim bass and a yellowfin tuna. Okay, and I'm just going to show you this picture here, and I'm going to tell you this story. I talked to you a lot about all kinds of things, of course, but one of the things that I really preach on is speed. People going too fast on the water, whether it be these bass boats on the water or out here at Grand Lagoon, or I've always been I just don't like speed on the water. Never have liked speed on the water. And of course, some people have powerboat races and all, but this boat right here last weekend crashed in Lake Lanier up there in Atlanta, Georgia, outside Atlanta, Georgia, folks, and 4 people, 2 couples lost their life when this thing flipped. They were going so fast. I just saw this report. I just found a picture of this couple right here, nice looking couple there. They found the bodies 2 days later, and this other couple here. And they're 2 nice looking nice family photos right there. And it happens. It happens to real people, and real people have accidents, and speed is a contributing factor. And we'll talk about highway speed at another time. But boat speed on the water, just not, to me, it's not place for it in this day and time, unless you're over there powerboat racing and you got a course to go on. But going fast out on the water, it's just not good. And I just wanted to show you that example as I'm not just talking out of, grabbing something out of blue sky to talk about. It happens, and speed is dangerous, okay? So just be aware of that. I want you to know that. Also, I want to bring up this weekend now, here at St. Louis State Park is a women's clinic, okay? It's free women's saltwater fishing clinic coming up Panama City Beach. It's going to be this weekend. I'm going to give you the phone number. You got to pre-register. The phone number is right here in the center of the screen, 487-0554. 487-0554. And it's going to go from like 9 to 5. And they're going to learn all kind of things, conservation, stewardship, fishing ethics, angling skills, safety, and the vulnerability of Florida's marine ecosystems. Okay, sounds like an outdoor wear class. Okay, knot tying, cast netting, rod and reel rigging. They copied this from me. I swear they did. How to be responsible marine steward, fish habitat, fish ID, mostly outdoor ed, catch and release. All right, so anyway, that's going to be coming up this weekend. Also coming up this weekend, we're about to run out of time. We'll talk about that later, about the Bayou Bass coming up. So let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. As I told you yesterday, we got back from the ICAST Fishing Tackle Show, and we started doing a series of videos, and we're going to get into them today. And the Steinhatchee trip yesterday was, I hope you enjoyed that. It really was, this is the best year they've ever had in Scalloping. It's fascinating to me, all the people going over there from Jacksonville and all over Georgia, just going down there. And it looks like a fun place. I could see why people would enjoy it. Those boat rentals were $199 for the day, but you get a couple of families in it, and it's a big old safe boat, and good way to go and all. So we may get into something like that. I don't know. It's a long way to go just for scallops, but you have to go for 2, 3, 4 days, whatever, and enjoy it and cook the scallops and go fishing also. But anyway, that was yesterday. Today we're going to have a video, and I didn't put these in any particular order. I have saved one for the end, a real special one I'm going to do next week sometime. The very last one, because that meant a lot to me. But this one here, and I told you about running Panama City people. Saw Justin down there, Fred Myers, and Longbach, and Kyle Pridgeon, and just a bunch of Panama City folks. Will with C-Deck, saw him down there. So anyway, got hooked up with Fred for a little while. We bounced around, went to see some of his sponsors, and Bass Assassin is one of Fred's sponsors. So I've always been Bass Assassin and Saltwater Assassin. And it's a great story again about a local small business, a little small group of people just starting and just exploding, and one of the top fishing companies in the world. And they're from Mayo, Florida. Okay, we're right over there in Lafayette County, and they started small, pouring on, in the garage, pouring on molds and all that. And this is an interview with Mr. Shiver here, and I got a kick out of him. But he's the one, and he was. We'll talk about it on the interview. And one of the hottest colors that came out, just exploded on the scene was this particular color. And I'm not gonna mention it ahead of time, but you're gonna see what we're talking about here, and then we'll talk about it after the video. So let's roll this video, Jeff. Okay, we're at ICAST 2016, the world's biggest tackle show. We are so excited about it. It's a trade show for the tackle industry, and what I love about it, so many neat inventions and really cool people I enjoy talking to, and everybody's here and everybody's excited about it. So we're gonna go in and give you a look at it, okay? Okay, well, we're at a Bass Assassin, and that's a familiar face. We are Bass Assassin booth. And Fred, who do you have right here?
Yes, sir. I got the owner, Robin Shiver, who's one of my first sponsors after I won an IFA championship about 7-8 years ago.
Probably been longer than that, right?
About 10 years ago, probably. And to be honest with you, he called me up and heard that I said something about Bass Assassin on stage, and ever since then, he has been behind me full force, and I couldn't do it without him. I can tell you right now, I can show them a bait, and they'll try to tweak it, touch it to fit what we need. But I won the IFA Pro-Am out of Slidell off of his Elite Shiner. Hands down, I couldn't have done it without it. But just a quick rundown of Robin and what he's at. It started out as Bass Assassin, but he's also got a trade name as Saltwater Assassin. So he starts out at little bitty crappie jigs, trout, redfish, bass, walleye, and not only that, he's got soft plastics in any kind of lead head hook, weedless hook, that goes with the bait, so you don't have to go buy somebody else's.
Now go on and give yourself some credit for the swim hook. You put in and made me. I had to do the swim hook for you.
Right, well,
he's been winning tournaments with it the last couple of years.
Okay,
it's phenomenal.
Well, how did you get started in this, Robin? A quick background.
We had a station in Lake City, and farming business wasn't that good, and opened up a bait shop. And Don Gordon really started this. Then I got to know him in tournament fishing, and I bought him out in '88. So I've been doing it that long. And of course, those days, you didn't go order a machine, you had to build your own stuff. So we started from scratch. It isn't like today, but it's been a good 28 years.
Okay.
But I mean, as far as hooks and plastics, I mean,
we changed everything because that we had the first premium saltwater jig head on the market.
Yeah. And when he's talking about premium, I mean, there's a lot of difference in hooks out here. I mean, I fish all over Florida, Louisiana, and I'm telling you, he has a hook with light wire that is mainly I can fish in Florida, and then he has a heavier hook that I can take to Louisiana, put in a soft plastic bait just like he has a Elite Shiner, and put 65-pound braid all the way to the hook and pull a redfish over the side of the boat.
Them mustaches is hard to beat.
And I mean, hands down, as far as entering into a soft bait and not having to go anywhere else to buy your hooks,
Yeah.
weights,
Yeah.
plastics, hands down, he's got.
You got a great reputation too. Tell us about the electric chicken. I got to hear the story.
Well, everybody in the day, used white and pink,
Yeah.
yellow with a red tail or pink, but nobody had put together pink and chartreuse. And they was then when we were doing this, and this has been a while since we've been making it, probably 15 years, is having colors and pigments that wouldn't bleed in a color combination, and that's when I come up with electric chicken.
So you came up with it.
Yes, sir.
What made you think of that?
Because of everybody loved pink and chartreuse, but nobody had it together.
Okay.
And that's like chicken on a chain. I mean, that's become like electric chicken too,
Yeah.
Everybody knows it.
And it's become legendary. Okay, so this is the man right here that come up with electric chicken.
And the same thing with the little tinies on the panfish. When I made it in it became #1 selling color.
Well, that's awesome. Awesome. Well, y'all got a great combination, great fisherman and great product.
Got to have both.
That's right.
Well, congratulations, and it is great talking to you. And he's part of our show a lot. He brings his stuff on the show, and
We just need more like this guy around, help us around.
I couldn't do it without saltwater sass. I mean,
It all makes a good team.
I couldn't do it without it. So I appreciate
great combination.
it.
And the rest of the guys.
Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. And that's a head dog right there with a saltwater sass and a bass assassin lures. And I was telling Jeff, when I'm down that way, I'm going to stop by the shop and visit with them. Good folks in a small town company. They did real well, and a lot of people employed down there now doing that. So we're glad to do that, and glad they support Fred Myers. They really think a lot of Fred. All right, look at our fishing game time today. Barron's barbecue shrimp marinade, 101 to 301 this morning. And this evening afternoon from 1:27 to 3:27, it's going to be hot. Well, that's the time they give us, okay? Let me show you the saltwater, the electric chicken color we were talking about. It's been around a while now, but I remember when it first came out, it was almost accidental, and he was telling me, like he said, it was hard to pour horizontally, but once they mastered the art of pouring vertically, and of course they do it electrically now, but back in the day they actually were able to do it by actually pouring in this way by hand. They just a lot of hand pouring, and a lot of folks did it in the garage and all. But the biggest thing, all the colors always bleed across. Okay. All right, let's talk about. They got it straightened out. All right, coming up this weekend also, in addition to the women's clinic, the Bayou Bash coming up July 23rd is going to be right there in the St. Joe Marina. They've been doing this a little while now. All kind of prizes. The weigh-in's going to be at 4 o'clock Eastern time at the St. Joe Marina. And let's see, the public is welcome, so that's all kind of different categories. So that's this weekend also, the Bayou Bash. Now, I was sitting around last night. A lot of times I try to keep stuff fresh and interesting, of course, and keep you awake. But one of the things people always ask me, "Where do you like to go fishing?" I said, "Well, I'm just one of these guys that love to go fishing all over the place. And what's your favorite, saltwater or freshwater?" I said, "Whichever's biting." And you know me well enough by now to know me that I have a great time 40 miles offshore or going up a creek up in Teloja somewhere. But I just enjoy the fishing. So I made me a list though to share with y'all my top 10 fishing spots in saltwater fishing. Okay, and I'm taking offshore off of it. I'm just some spots I can drive to within an hour and a half from right here, and I can. So what I decided to also, instead of doing it random, and I can see now I'm not going to finish, but instead of doing it random, I started out with my 10th, the worst, the weakest here. I'm gonna actually start here and going up to my top spot. My top spot will be my first choice. I'm gonna start on number 10 that I wrote down, okay? And I thought also about showing it to you on maps, but sometimes I feel like it gets you mapped out. I get all these maps going in. I know that one on Stenhatchee had 5 different maps just trying to show you where Stenhatchee was. So I'm not going to show you maps on this one today, so I may, when I get to this top spot, I may break it down and show you on a map about why I think it's such a real special place. And okay, number 10. And okay, number 10. I say an hour, just about an hour and a half from here. St. George Island. You've seen the video where I like to fish at St. George Island, go across that bridge. 2 places I like to go there. In the old days, we'd go down to the Cup, but that's cut off now. But now, enjoy going down there. You take a left, you go to the bridge like you're going toward the state park, go right inside the state park, go about a mile down that first boat ramp on the left, and take a kayak with you and paddle out there to that point. You've seen the fishing I've done with some cousins coming up from down south, and excellent fishing in that area right there. I love going there. I didn't get to go this year. We usually go in June. I was pretty well booked up this June, but I definitely plan on getting back down there. That's number 10 on my list, the top 10, St. George Island. I also want to say St. George Island, you can go on down there to the state park, and during pompano season in April, surf fishing there is excellent too on the state park side of the Gulf. Number 9, I call it the T. The T is right there in Highland View, right there at Highland View Bridge, right there at Danny Raffield's place. You can put in under the bridge, going into St. Joe, Highland View, there's a boat ramp right there under the bridge. You put in there, go north, there's a little canal there, takes you to the Intercoastal Waterway, and there are 2 places I fish there. Marion Smith and I will, during wintertime, excellent trolling for speckled trout. Slow trolling with a trolling motor, just throwing up and down there on the edges. My favorite spot though is actually where the canal hits the Intercoastal Waterway, the north end there. Gail and I have had some really good fishing trips there. You can catch trout and redfish right there. We'll call it a T as it comes in there. You look on the map and see it. So that's my number 9 spot. And let's go in, and I'm going to be running out of time. Number 8, we'll finish these up tomorrow. You're not going to guess where my number 1 spot is because I don't talk about it a lot. Number 8 is basically dock fishing St. Andrew Bay system. And again, the dock fishing is excellent in St. Andrew Bay. And this is something I may come back later and show you on a map some of the excellent docks to fish from downtown St. Andrew, around there on Beach Drive, all the way up there in the North Shore area in North Bay. So excellent fishing, and that sort of coincides with number 7 is the East Bay area. Some dock fishing there, some good fishing up there at East Bay. But on that dock fishing, you really want to hit some docks just seem to be special and hold a lot of fish, and some docks just never hold fish. But dock fishing in the St. Andrew Bay system is really good. And like I say, number 7 at East Bay, and I'm about running out of time. We'll pick up tomorrow number 7 and talk about it because I don't want to rush through it. I want you to know some good places to go fishing. Thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good for your fellow man today. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.